Welcome, Thomas, to LINEA ROCK.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Great to have you. So we're here presenting the 17th album, Leviathan, from Therion. And actually, Therion has, never been afraid to explore different sounds, daring, but still maintaining a strong musical identity through all the years of your career. Leviathan is the 17th album, a record in the pure essence of Therion, and it was immediately acclaimed by both media and the fans for its well-balanced arrangements with the vocals forefront as a pillar. What's new and what is more classic on the other way in the intentions of Therion themselves, writing this album? Was it planned since day one, to be more direct than, for example, the latest complex album, Beloved Antichrist, which was described as an opera masterpiece, but was a complex album indeed?
That was complex, yeah. Well, after the last two albums that we released, Beloved Antichrist, as you said, and before that we did Le Fleur de Mal, who is a French album.
Yeah.
So after the last tour, me and Christopher spoke to each other. Should we do a new album? Yeah, and we both agreed that with this next album, let's try to go back home. To make a normal Therion album.
Yeah. So it was a sort of reaction, to.
Yeah, and I mean, I can understand Christopher. After all these years that he had the band, that he wants to explore and climb other mountains, and experiment a little. But it's always good to come back home.
Okay.
So we revisited the albums during the era Lemuria, Sirius B there, and listening to that, and we agreed to not try to copy the past, but to capture the essence and the spirit of those songs and take them into 2021 or 20. Yeah.
So, Thomas, the more the years go by and the easier or the more difficult is, to tame this great beast represented in this case, not just by the band name Therion, but also by the Leviathan, which is the gigantic, sea monster myth that entitled the new album and stands out on the very evocative and great cover of this new record. What do you think? Is it, to tame it, is it easier or gets more difficult through the years?
I don't think you should tame that beast, but this will sound like a total cliche, but I'm sure you know what I'm speaking about, that I still feel like 25. Okay. I swear. It's a little harder to tie your shoes, but that's okay. but I feel like I still feel young and fresh. I still feel that I can go on forever to do this, at least for 20 more years until they have to drag me out from stage. So I mean, after this, we still have plans for the next album after this that will be out next year around this time, Leviathan 2. I don't know if that's going to be the title or whatever, but it's going to be a continuation of this.
We're getting there. I have a question on that
Sorry.
as well.
I ruined the total interview.
No, come on. About Leviathan, let's get back to the present, this new album. Which one was the most complex and difficult song to work on Leviathan? Because it's, a more direct and immediate record, but it's still a Therion album. So
it is. I have to say that the whole creation of this was very different because we started to write exactly before the pandemic started and the lockdown. And since I live here in Spain and Christopher lives in Malta, we had to correspond per email and sending files to each other, and and so we started to write, and we were sending files to each other. Here is a verse. Do you think we can use this for something? And here is this. Can you fix with this? And all that, And then the world stopped, and we were supposed to record everything on Malta. But since we couldn't go, we kept on writing, and I was like, the amount of megabytes or gigabytes we have been sending forward and back must be some kind of a world record, And all of a sudden we had to say, come on, stop now. We have to start to record because we have so many songs that we have material for at least 2 more records,
Okay.
So what we did, we recorded the album separately in 8 different countries.
Ooh.
Yeah. So the guitars were made on Malta, my vocals in Spain, the choir is recorded in Israel, Chiara that lives in Italy recorded in England with her boyfriend that lives there. And her boyfriend also is the arranger of the orchestra in the album.
Wow.
And, Marco recorded in Finland. So it's a multicultural album totally. So I was alone doing my vocals with a sound engineer here in Alicante. And the strangest thing was to not have anybody to throw the ball to. What do you think about this? I had to take all the decisions myself.
Okay.
But it works, with the technology that we have today, it works. But I would say I prefer to be together when you record because you can have this direct conversation.
Sure.
But this was the only alternative we had.
Sure. So as you said before, do you confirm that Leviathan will be developed in a trilogy up to 2023? And what other monsters, will you bring back to life? Or Leviathan is going to be the undisputed star of all?
That I don't really know yet, but I know that we will musically go on in this track. But the next album will be a little darker and a little more melancholic. And the number 3, as we can call it, will be a little more folkloric and progressive.
Okay.
That's the plan we are working after. Then it can change along the way. You never know with this band. But that's the plan for now.
So you don't know yet if it's going to be Leviathan number 2, Leviathan number 3. That's still a work in process.
Yeah, that's the idea, but that can also change,
Okay. 7 different editions of Leviathan, let's call it number 1.
Yeah, I have
now,
1.
Okay, are now available.
Yo tengo uno.
Okay, so do you collect Therion albums? And of this latest one, which one did you choose to own? Because there's vinyl, black, clear, gold, silver. Then you have the CD, jewel case, Digipack Limited. Which one do you own?
I own the Digipack Limited, but I will own them all.
Okay, so all 7.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have all Therion albums, in your collection in different? Okay, so you collect your own material. That's cool.
At least the Therion things. I mean, my solo record, for example, I don't own.
Oh,
not
why
even
not?
one. Yeah, but because I give away, because when you release a new album, you get the free pack with everything. And I was giving away a lot of stuff, and I can get more, but then it's but I have everything that we've done with Therion, and you can see I have a little cool artwork here on my wall from Beloved Antichrist that hangs there. It's on canvas. Can you see it?
Yes, just a little bit more center. Okay, cool. Wow.
Yeah.
Right. So your collaboration with Abyss Production for videos started 10 years ago. So pretty solid, long one. Do you give them inputs? Is it a teamwork, or they have, complete freedom when the music is done and they can do whatever they want? Because the videos are really cool, very, very productive.
I mean, when you are participating yourself, I mean, the videos from the beginning are Christopher's embryo, and while you record a video, when you participate in it, you come with input. Can we try this? Can we make me bleed here, or can we do this or that? And so sure, we all have our inputs in the videos, but these latest from this album are course, very special since we can't be in videos. So I have, sad to say, nothing to do with them, but I like them very much. It's Christopher's ideas, and the Abysmo has created them, you know.
Chris is writing to us, is a listener on our Facebook page, and is asking, since you were working separately on the songs because of the pandemic, how did you get into the spirit, into the mood, Therion mood, without the band writing the songs?
Well, hi, Chris. Well, you know, it was also a very special situation this time because there was nothing more to do than write songs, and I have my studio home here, just beside me.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't sit around and wait for inspiration. I go and sit down with my keyboard or my guitar, and I play, play around, and you know, 80% that comes out is pure shit, but the rest is pretty good, and that we are using. And you know, it happens that I send stuff that I think is great to Christopher that he doesn't like, and also the other way around. I remember Tuonela, the song.
Yeah.
Christopher sent me a song. Hey, I send you a song. Can you listen to it? I don't like it very much, he said, and I don't really believe in it, but listen to it. And I said to Chris, hey man, this is really good stuff. Let's put this on the album. And please, Christopher, listen to me for once in your life. You know?
Okay.
So I don't sit around and wait to get in the mood. I go and I try to do something that is good.
Yeah.
And I hear directly when this is something that can fit to the band, you know?
Sure. Female vocalists are another main ingredient of Therion nowadays. Yeah. And it has developed gradually through the years. How did it happen? Why? Did you suffer it, in a sense, being the vocalist, or was it your own idea to add, you know, female vocalists? And about the Italian soprano Chiara Malvestiti, how did the contact with her happen? Why her? Did you organize auditions to choose the right ones?
When we heard Chiara, we were all agreeing that's the girl.
Okay.
It was not a question about it, you know. She was outstanding. She never commit mistakes. She's just perfect for this, you know? And she's very committed to the band. She's very easy to work with, a funny girl and a nice girl and very professional on stage. I have only good things to say about her, you know. So
but was it an audition? I mean, or you heard about her, you know, through other records? Or
we asked people or girls or women to send in their tapes, you know.
Okay.
And she was one of them. And she stood out from everybody. There is absolutely nothing she can't do with that voice, you know.
And was it your idea actually to add female, you know, vocalists, or is it something you suffered, or?
No, I mean, they had female vocalists long before I was in the band.
Okay, so
it has been, members have been going and coming in this band like the door is open, like one of these swinging doors, you know.
Sure, but what I mean, you know, that female vocals are now one of the main ingredients in the band. Yeah. So that's why, you know, you being the lead vocalist, you know, is it something that helps, or it sometimes is difficult to arrange? Okay.
No, not at all. I'm very happy for that. And live, you know, when we do live, some songs are only female vocals. Then I can go out and have a beer and a smoke, you know.
Okay, I see.
Which I do. There is a funny story actually to that. We have a song, I don't remember what song it was, but it's a big break I have in the show. Okay. And it's better that I go off if I don't do anything, you know, and let the girls have the stage.
Yeah.
So I did, and we were in Poland, and it was in the middle of the winter. Mm-hmm. And I take a cigarette and a beer, you know, and you weren't allowed to smoke inside, so I went out. They had a backyard, you know, exactly backstage. So I went out, and the door slammed and locked.
No.
And I was like, my God, this is surrealistic. It's soon I hear the music because we have this in-ear system, and
Sure.
I hear the music. It's soon my turn. Should I go out and go through the audience and up there? I can't do that, you know.
So what did you do?
I was banging the door hard, you know, and screamed. And luckily, I was so lucky. A guy that worked at the place just passed by because there was a little window, and he saw me. I said, "Let me in now!" And he opened up the door. Poor guy, he was afraid. And I ran up on stage, and I made it exactly on time.
Wow!
Yeah.
So that was cool. So cool, by the way. Great story. And did the band realize what happened?
No.
Or
No.
Nobody. All right. Therion have changed many lineups and have never been afraid, you know, to evolve and contaminate their music. You have been part of it since 2007, but the band already had a long story before you joined. Was this journey exactly how you imagine it to be, or was, you know, has in some sense your perception of Therion changed since you've been part of it as a main character? Which was your input in it?
Well, from the beginning, I was just... I had a phone call from Christopher in 2007, and said he presented himself in the telephone and said, "I'm Christopher, and I'm the boss of the band Therion, and our lead singer is quitting, and we have a world tour coming up. Do you want to go?" And I need to hear the band first, you know. So, can you please send me something, you know? I mean, all people would send MP3s, you know, but he sent me with the express post, so I had the next day the whole catalog.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You wanted to do, you know, the big impression.
Yeah, absolutely. And he did. The first, I remember it because the first song I heard was the first track on the Gothic Cabal album because it was number 1 on the pile.
Yeah.
So I put it on, and I think I listened to half of the song, and I called Christopher, "Hey, man, I'm in. This is great. This fits me great, you know." So my expectations was not that it's going to be this long. I mean, it's been, I don't know how many years now, but many. And I expected I would maybe do this tour, that tour, maybe one album, and, you know. But now, Therion is like a... how can I say, an organism that changes all the time, you know, and it's a very special place to be, and I like it, you know, and you got very artistic freedom also in the band. And I can also do things on the side if I want, you know.
Yeah, sure. And it never gets boring. Okay.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Christopher Johnsson is Therion's mastermind. Mm-hmm. How do the dynamics within the band work for the composition of the songs? You told us that you all actually put ideas. Yeah. But you are notoriously, you know, his right-hand man, let's say. You're a multi-instrumentalist, just like Chris. At which point you and maybe all the other musicians in the band come into play on Chris' ideas, on Chris' direction, or the trick, you know, is it a democracy or the trick, you know, to longevity and to maintain a certain identity to the band is to strongly centralize, you know, the inspiration. What's your view?
Well, my view, it is a democracy. Of course, Chris has the last word. I mean, which is okay because he created this monster, you know. And who am I to tell him how to do it right? I'm not in that position, you know. And I shouldn't be. If it was my band, I would have the last word. Okay. But how it works is when we write songs, for example, the best songs wins. It's not about who wrote them.
Okay.
The best songs end up on the album, and if it's Christian Vidal, our guitar player, who wrote all the best songs, the 10 best songs, it will be them. You know, it's not about he has 2, then I must have 2, and he has. It doesn't work like that. You know.
Okay.
And that's okay. And that makes it more fun to compete also a little bit, you know, in a friendly way. Yeah.
Therion has always been an ambitious project. What is the ambition you have now at the moment, looking, forward?
Well, what I look forward to personally, it's to go on tour again. I want to play. I want to meet the audience. I want to go up there every night, because that's sort of like the topping on the cupcake. That's to play live for me.
Yeah.
To entertain. I see myself as an entertainer, not first a singer, as an entertainer. That's what I want to be. And that's what I even look forward to, sit on an airport again,
Okay.
But
the whole package.
Yeah, the whole, exactly. I love it. I'm like a circus horse. I start to kick in my stable if I don't get out,
Yeah. Okay.
But musically, we are also gonna start to soon to record the following up album to Leviathan. Yeah. So that's what's in the pipeline right now, and after that, it's the third one.
Yes.
So
you keep going.
we keep going, absolutely, and the ambition is to write in the future. After that, is to write good songs and continue to record albums, and maybe we do some strange project again. I don't know. I remember when we were on tour, on the Citra Ara tour, and we were on the tour bus in the middle of the night, and Christopher looks up to me and say, "Hey, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna record a French cover album with pop songs." And I was looking at him. I was thinking maybe it's a gas leak in the bus, and he starts to hallucinate, But he was. I told him, you realize it's a commercial suicide, and he said, "I don't care. I want to do it," and that's what I like about Chris. He don't care. He does what he likes, and it's a cool thing to be on that ride with him.
We're going to end this interview with Tuonela, the song that you already mentioned. Yeah. And as a special guest on vocals, you have Marco Hietala, and now surprisingly, ex-Nightwish bassist and male vocalist. How long ago this collaboration happened? And did you actually perceive, his feelings were changing towards his career, that he needed, to stop a while? Because he stated that he realized during lockdown how, the music business is now depressively managed, and that is basically, his main reason for leaving the band and the music scene for a period of time, which he doesn't know how long actually would be. Did you feel that it was
not at all? We were all surprised by that, and I don't know, but I think that the Tuonela was the last thing he did before he quit, and I think a lot of musicians have felt this way, during this pandemic that we have. I cannot really identify myself with. I'm not that kind of person. I don't think so much. I don't go that deep inside, because if I look deep inside myself, I get horrified.
Okay.
No. I'm kidding.
All right.
No, but I understand it, and but I think that Marco will be back, because once you're into this business, it's hard to quit. It becomes like a drug, and I think we will see more of him. I can almost bet money on it, but I hope that he recovers and start to feel happier, because it's a great guy, and we met on the 70,000 Tons of Metal cruise, and he's a fantastic guy and a fantastic singer.
Yeah. Thanks, Thomas, for this interview and for your quotes.
Thank you for having me.
It's been amazing. So, ciao, Thomas. Grazie. Thank you very much. And
ciao.
Sure. Rock on. Ciao. Rock on.